Peace and love, y'all. It's your girl, the Vibe Priestess, tapping back in with y'all with more messages from Spirit. Just a little tarot wisdom with the Vibe Priestess, okay? And you already know we start the video off with setting the energy and the tone. So we are going to call in the Most High, God, Spirit, Universe, ancestors, spirit guides, all right, of divine white light. Thank you so much for protecting this space and this reading and protecting us from any low vibrational entity, being, demon, evil eye, hexes, voodoo, curses, and so mote it be. All right, so we have cleared the space and we are going to jump right into the reading, y'all. So let's get to it. All right, we are starting off the reading, you guys. I have pre-shuffled the decks, okay? I'm actually going to be pulling from multiple decks here, okay, as guided. All right, so we're going to start off with, this is one of my favorite decks, the Rose Iconic deck, because it gets real, okay? It gets real in the field, all right? And with this land back, this is one of those things where it's like you are starting to get so tied into your lineage, your DNA, your ancestors, your birthright, okay? You may have been digging into family heritage and trying to find out the history, okay, of your roots, okay? This is one of those things where it's like you are taking your land back because you are doing the research and finding out where you actually come from, okay? Your roots, the root of who you really are at core, okay? You have discovered it, okay? This is one of those things too where it's like you are calling your energy back. Anybody that has siphoned your energy without your permission, anybody that has manipulated you and deceived you into believing that it was a mutual reciprocation with the energy exchange and found out that it was not, all of that energy is being returned to you, okay? This is one of these things, it's like once we understand who we really are, this is like your, what do they call it, the 100 acres and a mule, okay? You're getting your divine birthright through spirit just because you have been taking the proper things to find out your gifts, what your roots are, what your purpose is, why are you here for, okay? And you're connecting with the earth, okay? You're getting back to the root of it all, right? Okay, because nature is the root of it all. Nature is like when we live off the land, okay, when we cultivate the land, when we don't necessarily need, okay, to be running down to the local grocery store because we know what to do with when we get our own fruits and our own herbs and things like that. We be kitchen witching it, okay? We know how to take what we have, nurture it, and sow those seeds so that way we can reap the benefits of the fruits of the labor that we put in, okay? But we're not just utilizing the system anymore. We're taking our land back and we're realizing that when we have nature, when we're living off the land, there is a level of abundance that is there once we realize it, right? They have us thinking about overpopulation and things like that, when the reality is this world is big enough to inhabit everyone, right? And to inhabit the needs of everyone, okay? Because God, when it comes to the source of God and the Most High, it's limitless, okay? So this is us having this mindset and getting back to the root of the mindset to know, like, we are limitless beings, okay? We don't need the matrix. We don't need the artificial atmosphere around us, right? We are knowing, we're getting down to the reality of what's really important, okay? And that's a beautiful thing. I love that for us, okay? So what else, Spirit? The shadow, right? This goes back to us having to go through some of our darknesses for us to come to this revelation, this realization, right? It took some going into our deepest darkness to realize that even when it felt like we had zero, right? Zilch, okay? We didn't have nothing, okay? When it felt like that, then we realize, wow, there's an unlimited source within me that when I don't have anything exterior, as long as if I can go within and reconstruct, right, my belief system or my mindset towards something that I'm trying to accomplish, then I know that is the power. There's so much power in that, okay? So the shadow is us recognizing those low vibrational things or thoughts or attachments that we have, okay? Detaching from it and realizing our true power, right? And I just love that. Yes. Okay, what else, Spirit? This came out yesterday, okay? So this it's just basically screaming you have this spiritual essence, right? This high vibrational vibe to you where people are like, oh my gosh, like it's your essence though, right? Like you have a style, right? But that's what we do. We utilize our style to express how we feel within. So we expressing who we really are at the core of us, and it shows, right? When you are out and about, it shows exactly what you represent, exactly who you are. But for someone who has stereotypical ways of thinking, right, they may not understand you, right? They may try to criticize you of being something that you really are not, okay? Which is perfectly fine, all right? But it is what it is. You just continue to be who you are and be loud and proud and unique in your essence, right? Okay? And that's a beautiful thing. The big picture. Okay, so the big picture comes out. What that means is that, you know what, the little small shit just does not matter anymore. We understand that it's bigger than us all, right? A lot of times we're looking at things from this tunnel vision viewpoint, okay, and we're just looking at it from our own perspective, right? But when you look at the big picture, right, you start to see the importance of things just a little bit deeper. So that way you're not in a place where you're only looking at it from one standpoint and you don't get the full understanding of what something is or what it's about, okay? The big picture is being a visionary, okay? Somebody that can see what it is that they want to create in their mind, right? You know how they have these guided meditations, right? And you follow them and you put yourself in a space and a place of, you know, solitude and serenity and all of these different things, right? That's what this is also about, okay? Putting yourself in a place, a safe place, okay? A safe space. So that way you can like bring yourself to a place of stillness and meditate and envision what reality is conducive now that you have this new awareness, right, of getting back to the root, right, getting back to your roots, your DNA, who you really are is essence and not what we've been programmed by the matrix, okay? We are unprogramming and reprogramming ourselves so that way we have updated to the new way of thinking, right? So we are not struggling with that cognitive dissonance, right? We are not doing that any longer, okay? And with sleepless, this means that these types of things, right, can give you anxiety, right? Like, it's like what happens is when you are in a place where you know, right, you have this knowing that Spirit is going to deliver, that the Most High is going to deliver, that God is going to deliver, right? And even though we don't always know when or how or what's going to transpire that leads us into the big blessings or leads us into the things that we're looking to create, right? Having this can cause anxiety when you're overly obsessing about it, right? Sometimes we have to like release that urge that we have, right? You know how when you just are craving something, in that sense, it is telling the universe that you are without, right? When in reality, when we're manifesting, there's a level of knowing that comes along with it, a level of affirming, a level of being in essence as well when it comes to what it is that we're wanting. So it's like when we want something and we have it, do we still crave or desire it? A lot of times once we get what we desire, we have it, and so now we're desiring something else. You see what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where we just have to let go of the attachment of things, and when we manifest something, we tell ourselves like, okay, bet, right on, God, I appreciate it, I know it's coming, and let it go and let it allow it to present itself in your life when it's ready, right? Not continuously obsessing about something that you're wanting to happen and then that's keeping you up at night, okay? This is something where it's like maybe you need to start paying attention to your sleeping habits, okay? Because a lot of times, like, social media is so easy to be scrolling through social media. It's so addictive. You can find yourself up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Just being stuck on fucking Instagram, because it literally was made to get you to be addicted, right? And get your dopamine and your more, whatever the shit's called, right? The serotonin or whatever it is that our brains, you know, release, that gives us a sense of excitement or a sense of like curiosity, and it just continues to, like, the scroll. There's something about the scroll that just locks you in, right? And we have to start being conscious, because when we go on our settings, right, and we look at our screen time, right, what's that screen time looking like? You feel me? Like, it's time to eliminate some of these things where we're investing too much energy and focus, right? Because this is affecting our sleep, our rest, okay? And our sleep is a very significant part of our healing ability, right? When we go to bed and we sleep, and we do it in the right format, because a lot of times they say to get a really good deep, I think it's called REM, like the level of sleep where your body goes into the dream state, and then it's like your body starts to repair itself and heal itself and things like that. And there is, you know, they have like this structure where it's like you don't eat, you know, after 8, okay, then you're in bed by like 10, okay, so then by like 12, things like that, your body starts to do what it does within, right, to reheal or regenerate your cells and just heal your body, whatever, you know what I mean? So this sleep is a significant part. I know a lot of people are on this like, I don't get tired wave, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yes, baby, even if you're not tired, still find that time to rest your body, because man, y'all, one of the worst type of forms of abuse and torture is sleep deprivation, right? It will really fuck up the mind, the thoughts, your thinking, you know, you start to hallucinate, you know, things like that. It can really mess up the emotional balance and zen within, okay? So just be ahead of the game, y'all. Make sleep more a priority, okay? You know, yeah, okay, because this is what'll happen. It's like you know, once your body breaks down and it's tired, and you know, you're not replenishing your body, you're not feeding it the right things, you're not focusing on the right things, you know, you're lacking sleep, right? This puts you in a place of feeling stuck and stagnant. You're exhausted, you're tired, you don't really want to move, you don't really want to do anything, you're not really motivated or inspired because you're so exhausted, right? And see, guys, like, just everyday matrix living, right? Going to work for the man and being there all day, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, right? 5, 6, 7 times a week, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's a big investment in energy that we put into, and then we're so drained afterwards that we don't take any time to pour into ourselves or on our goals and aspirations and things that we're interested in. It's just like, you know, wake up, go give get off, you know, and just do your mundane routines. But like, what are you pouring into you to build you up, to make you feel good, to give you some type of inspiration or motivation and creation? You know, all of these different things are important, but we're stuck, right, when we're in this place where we're not really pouring into ourselves. It's like, in a sense, where we've just given up in our mind because we have placed limitations on what we can do, because our body doesn't feel like it can do it, because we're not giving it the right nourishment, right? So let's start nourishing our bodies so our mind, you know, doesn't get stuck in a place where it's not motivating you or pushing you to go after the things that you love, right? What else, Spirit? Okay, because with the finish line, this is like a long time coming, like a journey that you've been on, and it's like you are crossing the line when it comes to like you coming to this level of awareness. It's like you're like back, right? You've won in a sense, because you already start applying these shifts and these changes in your life that are pushing you, that are helping you excel, right, or propel you forward. Okay, it's one of those things that when you start applying all of these things, it's giving you, you know, the cheat code for you to be able to like jump ahead of the game. You didn't skip like 3-4 runners that were ahead of you, and now boom, you in first place, baby. Okay, so that's all it's about, is just staying focused. And you know, when people are running a marathon, right, it's just like, what do they say about the turtle and the hare, right? It's like slow and steady wins the race, okay? And that's typically what happens a lot of times when they run those marathons. Like, you'll be just keeping a steady pace, and there might be a million people ahead, like running past you, ahead of you, right? But it's like they've been going so hard the whole time that when they got near the finish line, they was like, damn, how much longer do I gotta go, okay? They were like, damn, how much longer do I gotta go? And it's like, they start slowing down, right? They start feeling like, well, damn, like, damn, I thought I was gonna be getting there, you know, I thought I was close, right? And then here you go, being steady, you know what I mean? You're being steady, you're consistent, you're following through, and then you get to this point where you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and push forward. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not thinking anything negative to slow me down or to hold me back. So then while everybody else is contemplating about where the finish line is at and how they even really tried to rush it and push forward, here you go, keeping up that pace. And as they're slowing down, baby, you know where you at. You at the finish line. You just go ahead and you start speeding it up. And then boom, now you know you crossing the line. And you have your ancestors don't play about you, right? So they are also helping you and guiding you in this race, right? They're guiding you to let you know, when you might need to pick up the pace a little bit, or if you're just like, nah, go on, you can keep that pace. Just don't worry about it, because the ancestors and the Most High can see across the finish line. You know what I mean? But you're just running the track. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you just have to trust. Just trust, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull some few tarot as well. I forgot I pre-shuffled all of these, so I don't even have to shuffle this back, right? Transformation, okay? Transformation is all about, like, the phoenix rising, okay? It's like when you've come from a lot of challenging things, a lot of darkness, poverty. You may come from, traumatic, childhood or whatever that is, okay? But this darkness has transformed you, okay, into this knight, right? If you see this person, this is a knight, which knights are very loyal, royal. They're close to kings, okay? So this is just a matter of you embracing the fact that when things happen that are tough and challenging, you continue to push forward and you continue to transform as you know things are going to be better for you. Like when you, let's say you read a book or something like that has given you a new sense of awareness, and you actually start to apply those things because you realize the benefit that is going to be over your life, okay? It's going to empower you. It's going to make you stronger. It's making you more educated. It's making you more wise and more ahead of the game. So it's like, why ain't I going to apply these things when I know that they are for the betterment of me, okay? This death card is showing that you are transforming. You aren't being stagnant. You're not allowing things to stop you from your growth, okay, and your evolution. You are certainly ascending, okay, and that's a beautiful thing. All because you took your land back. All because you went in and you tied your roots and your DNA, and you found out, your history and your spiritual gifts, and you went to go digging and you found that information that helped you find more clarity about your purpose and who you are, man. That always brings much clarity, right? But this just shows your spirit. You're just a charitable person, okay? You're always willing to help, okay? But this is also, like, with you being an empath, this can also attract people who like to breadcrumb and just paint a pretty picture for you but have no intention on finishing the art piece, okay? They just want to put the vision in your mind, okay? But then when it comes to actually playing that out in reality, it's not happening, okay? So this is just you, like, making sure that when you have this charitable energy towards people, ensure that it's people with the good intention, and ensure that it's people, ain't nobody trying to play you and trying to manipulate you into feeling like you need to help them, because not everybody needs to be helped. Sometimes people are supposed to go through certain challenges and darkness on their own, right, so they can find their light, okay? And you've been through that process, but sometimes people want to come in and drain you of all your light to avoid their darkness. And it's like you're not allowing that to happen, and you're at the place now where you're balancing the scales, and you're being observant about, you know, people that come into your realm of existence, and you're ensuring that, hold on, I'm making sure that the people around me are people that are worth this love and this energy, and people that are going to reciprocate my energy, that I'm not going to be drained by the people that decide to come in to my life. And, you know, I'm very observant, you know. So what else, Spirit? Period, right? Because people will come in and they will try to cause conflict. They will try, and it's like you will play that, you'll be that bigger person the whole time, right? Avoiding confrontation and things like that. You'll let people think that they beat you, or let you think that they won, because you're not in your ego, right? You don't have ego-based arguments trying to, you know, who wears the bigger britches and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about that. It's all about you saying, you know what, I know my truth, and I don't have to prove my truth to anyone. And anybody who wants to try and to impress this perspective that they have of me onto me to make me feel like I need to either defend myself, or if not defend myself, just to even, for me to even care enough to process what your judgments are of me, right? This is somebody who's like, baby, you can have it. I'm not worried about your perception, what you think. And, you know, these are people that will walk away in heated moments. And, you know, to other people's eyes, like people who are ego-based, they'll look at you like, oh, you weak. You just let him talk to you like that. Oh, you just let her do that to you. Oh, you just, why you ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is like people who want to instigate, and they want to see you, you know, most people who are instigating anyway, they have these lower vibrational entities attached to them, and they love to see people act up. And if they can encourage you to act up, then they sure will.